good. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, if I'm going to knock you out, how am I doing it? It's going to be with my cross so I can drive it hard.
We do extensive use of force technique, physical techniques, and tactics, meaning thrust techniques.
Get on the ground, get on the ground.
Train on most of the CBP less lethal devices. They get extensive training in the electronic control weapon, as well as the collapsible straight baton and the OC spray.
Spray!
They learn everything from takedown,
Toes out.
instruction on how to utilize cover,
Moving.
how to have good team movements. We also provide them with an arm and danger score.
So our use of force application, we started from a cognitive base where trainees learn based on the reasonable and necessary Fourth Amendment principles, how and when and why to use force.
Real fights aren't pretty. We're not asking you to be sexy or pretty. What am I asking for? You to be reasonable in your use of force. No one cares if it looks cool. At the end of the day, you're sitting in a courtroom and you're gonna have to answer for your actions. Were your actions reasonable?
Law enforcement officer, we want to control the situation and get law enforcement logical conclusion. Sometimes de-escalating, it is the law enforcement logical conclusion, but sometimes it's not. So that's why we need to understand our use of force, our policy. We're gonna explain when they come through this basic course how the Fourth Amendment affects our decision.
So it really becomes critical, and not just for the legal defensibility of it, but more importantly for them to understand why they do what they do and be able to then appropriately apply force and then be able to rapidly escalate and then de-escalate in those situations.
Close the door. Good.
We again begin to build upon that into reality-based training with the role players, where trainees have to then actually make judgments and decisions in a rapidly escalating, tense environment.
They want to put you under pressure right away. They want to see how you're going to deal with the pressure, because everybody deals with pressure differently. There's a lot of things going through your mind. You're trying to observe the subject, observe everything around you, seeing what indicators the subject's presenting, if he's being compliant.
This way. Get on the ground.
If he's just not doing anything, if he's actively resisting and trying to rip away from you, if he's getting ready to assault you. And you got to take all those different things into account when you're determining whether or not you're going to use any type of force.
The importance of creating realistic scenario is because they don't have prior law enforcement or prior military experience. We create a scenario-based training, so if they ever face a situation like that or similar, they already have some sort of experience. So our goal is for them to understand when it's reasonable to use one of those devices.